Good evening, all my family, loved ones across the country, in state, out of state, wherever you may be. This your man, Big Jess, the 6'6" hip hop testimony. And I just wanted to make a short video, man, and just a dry cut, you know what I mean? Just giving more testimony on what's going on in the world. And really, I just want to talk about how, I ain't even gonna say y'all, I'm gonna say how we as a whole, as a younger generation and even the generation younger than us, we are so comfortable with the things in this world. Like, it's so many people that you can have a couple $1,000s, or you can have a few $100s in your pocket, or you can cop a new car, or you can get something that people may think is cool, or in your mind and in your heart at that point in time you may feel like that's the best thing on earth, or yeah, God may have blessed you with it or whatnot. But we can't get so comfortable with those things. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what we need to steer away from, just being comfortable with things, and not being comfortable with our relationship with God, just in case we may lose those things. You know what I mean? Just like, I'm pretty sure y'all have heard it, just as fast as God gave it, he can take it. You know what I mean? So I think it's on us as a people and as a world, man. Not even as a race or a certain people, but as a people, as a human race, as a world, we need to start becoming more and more comfortable with the Word of God, becoming more comfortable with God, period, just for who He is. And I'm going to take y'all to St. John chapter 16, verse 33. And this is a powerful verse that my pastor just recently read in church, and it just stuck with me. I wrote it down and I had to put 20 stars next to it because it makes so sense. And how we just so comfortable with the world, but we ain't comfortable with God all the way. You know what I mean? We can run away from him, but boy, when he pull us by the collar, it's amazing. You know what I mean? But St. John 16, verse number 33. I have told you these things, and this is Jesus speaking. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. Now, God said, Jesus said that he overcome the world. In him you will find peace. Some people may, to some people that may sound boring. Like, in Jesus, I'm gonna find peace. Like, okay, well, what does that mean? I'm just gonna sit around chilling? No, that means when things get hard, when it looks blurry, when the bright looks dark, what you thought was bright, when it starts to look dark, I'm telling you, if you look to Jesus and you look to God, man, I can guarantee you things will start looking up for you. You know what I mean? And it's real out here, man. We just cannot be so comfortable with the things of this world and just think we got it made. You know what I'm saying? I read people's statuses, and you know what I'm saying? I witness I see people in the street. I witness how people react to certain things. You know what I mean? I'm on Facebook. I'm not a Twitter follower. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my people that use Twitter, but I mean, it's just not for me. I can't, like I said, I can't see myself following nobody. I don't want nobody following me, because if Twitter was Jesus, everybody be saved. But anyway, um, I read these statuses like on Facebook and stuff like that. I'm always trying to put something encouraging, just something positive. You know what I mean? All the ignorance, I just try to steer away from it. But all of these statuses where people just continuously glorifying themselves. You know what I'm saying? And not saying, I ain't trying to say, oh, be like Jess, be like Big Jess, you know what I mean? Glorify God. But at the same time, man, what's wrong with glorifying God? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you could see people in the street, or some people will thank God for the things that they have, but how genuine is it? You know what I mean? And one thing about this world and this earth, man, is like one thing the good pastor, Dr. Juan Williams, said, uh, you don't want to serve God in your last days and haven't fulfilled your complete purpose on this earth. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be walking around like the pastor said, man, we the walking dead, really. You know what I'm saying? These bodies is loaned to us. You know what I mean? This is a loan. You go get that payday loan, you got to pay that back. and with interest. You know what I'm saying? So when you get to heaven, it's only two things that God is going to ask you. Do you know me? And who did you bring? That's the interest. You know what I'm saying? With these lone bodies that we got. And I think that's what we need to keep to the forefront of our minds, man, that this world is temporary. Money, cars, houses, your shoes, your wardrobe, you know what I'm saying? All of that. Food, you know what I'm saying? You want to eat filet mignon, that's fine and dandy, but just best believe you can't take it with you. You digest it and it's gone and it's waste and it's no more. Your ounces of weed and your pounds of weed and your cocaine and your yachts and your Corvettes, you know what I'm saying? And your Bentleys and your Rolls Royces, all of that, your Range Rovers. I can't take that with y'all. You know what I'm saying? When good God comes and open this sky up, when he comes and open his sky up, man, and he get to calling names, you gonna want your name to be called. You don't want him scratching his head like, man, like, so what was you doing down there on earth, man? You know what I'm saying? Do you know me? Who did you bring? You know what I'm saying? So basically, you don't want to we don't want to be in our last days and not serve our purpose, and we just walking around here like things is all good, because it ain't, man. We are too comfortable with how things are. We not motivating enough for our youth. We ain't going out there to elementary schools and middle schools just donating your time. Some parents do, some parents don't. You know what I'm saying? But I know when I was more consistent in previous years, you know what I mean? My son stays in Sacramento with his mom. Malachi, I love you, baby, with all my heart. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, my son stays in Sacramento with his mom. When we were living closer to each other and he was consistently living with me, I made it my business to be up at his school. You know what I'm saying? I made it my business to volunteer 2 or 3 hours of my time. Especially, if I done already went to work. I done been to work from 8 to 4 or whatever the case may be, or I don't got to work till later on that evening, and I'm sitting at the crib. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go to my son's school and volunteer my time. And the look on his face when I walked through the door, my baby was excited to see me. You know what I'm saying? He was happy to see me. And he looked at all his little classmates, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, my daddy up here. You know what I'm saying? And it was consistent. I was up there every day, Monday through Friday. You know what I'm saying? I might go 3 or 4 days out the week, but it was a consistent thing, and my son appreciated that. And that's something that I look forward to continuing doing as he gets into middle school and high school and so on and so forth. But it's just all about us, man, looking to these youth and serving our purpose, and like just being a statue and a pillar of the community for them. Because they coming out, they out here killing each other, man. They out here blasting each other like it's nothing. And we just like, oh Lord, that's a shame. Well, how come we can't do nothing about it? It's such a shame. It's so horrible. It's so sad. We cry when we hear about it. You know what I'm saying? But why we can't do nothing about it? You know what I'm saying? I put my statuses up, and I'll randomly talk about my man Reese Thurkill. When I heard that man passed away, I always think about him all the time, man. Quan Dillahunty took his rap, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, that hurt me, because these was young dudes, you know what I'm saying? They was sophomores, juniors while I was a senior. And I'm like, man, brother, ain't no telling where they would be if we conveyed ourselves as older people, like the OGs and all of that graduated high school was conveying themselves as real men towards my brothers. You know what I'm saying? They were smart dudes. They were smart. They weren't no dummies. But at the same time, it was just the way that life was conveyed. You know what I mean? They made it feel like they couldn't turn to nobody, so they had to make their own choices. So what we was doing, we was just walking around, you know what I mean? And we just want to serve God, man. That's what we want to do, man. We want to serve God. And we got to get out of the mentality of just, like I said, being comfortable in this world and thinking it's all good. And just like when people say they broke, you know what I'm saying? I'm broke, I don't got this, I don't got that. You letting your circumstances determine your future. You letting your circumstances determine the outcome of how good God is about to be to you if you just put some faith in it. So it's like when you say you broke, you gonna be broke, period. You speaking that into your life. When you say you broke, it cannot be fixed, because you the one said it. You the one said, I'm broke. Oh man, well, you broke yourself. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no hopes to be like, hey, everything gonna be all right. You building your faith and your conscience is strong, and you know that things gonna be all right. You looking to God for every answer. But no, we look to ourselves for every answer and think, oh, because we get a couple of dollars. We get a couple of dollars, we get a couple $100, or you know what I mean? You might get a financial aid check for a couple thousand, or you in school and you got a loan check. You know what I'm saying? You went and got you a student loan, and now you got now it's pictures of you all over the internet flossing your money. But it's a loan. Just like what? These bodies are a loan, man. You know what I'm saying? These bodies are loaned to us. So why is you flossing financial aid checks and loans and this and that and the other and your tax checks and stuff like that? People floss these things as if like they got it made. Like they done signed $150 million deal to the Green Bay Packers and for 8 years. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of stuff that God need the glory for. You know what I'm saying? Adrian Foster, running back for the Houston Texans. You know what I'm saying? His emotion for receiving almost a $50 million contract from what he been through. That was him glorifying God. You know what I'm saying? And I know it. That's why he was so emotional. You know what I'm saying? It was just a difference of his emotion. He didn't get his contract, go get the check, go cash it, get all cash, go to his house, sit around his pool, and take pictures of himself with his money. Like, yeah, I got stacks on racks on racks. Get out of here, man. Come on now. How is you making yourself look? But that man, he conveyed it like, Lord, you know what I mean? I done been through some things, and God done brought me this far. And I told my mama, baby, it's going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? Any real brother, any real dude, you got that type of heart for your mama. You know what I'm saying? You're not just satisfied with a couple $100. You're not just satisfied with some thousands. You're not just satisfied with just getting some money and just to say you got some money and now you got it made. You know what I'm saying? That is not of God. That's of you. That's your own personal satisfaction. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much don't let your flesh, you know what I'm saying, your fleshly and that carnal mind, just because you got some money, don't let that overrule your dignity. It's just like, from an OG woman, you know what I'm saying, to these young women nowadays. Like when I was in high school, it was so funny. I would hear girls say, I'm grown. And you 14, 15, 16 years old, and you talking about you grown. But nowadays, you can't let that type of flesh type mind, that carnal mind, overrule your dignity as a young woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm grown. I'm grown. And what that mean is that OG woman, that old lady, or that elderly woman that's walking down the street looks at you like, don't you look at yourself better than that? You know what I'm saying? Don't you respect yourself in a higher manner than just saying, "Hey, I'm grown, I got it made." Life is more than that. You know what I'm saying? So don't play to be comfortable. You gotta play to be closer to God, man. Because at the end of the day, like the brother A.T. Jones said, man, from Atlanta, a sermon that I got from my man City. Don't play to be close, comfortable. Play to be closer to God, and you just can't think that that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's not it. You know what I'm saying? Because anytime that Satan convinces you that you got it made, it's gonna be a struggle. It's just like anytime Satan convinces you that going to church is a struggle, he got you trapped. Believe it. Now I ain't saying everybody got to go to church and be a holy roller and be running around in church and this, that, and the other, because that's the perception of a typical mind that people think I gotta go to church and all these people will be yelling and this, that, and the other. But no, you're just afraid to come into the Holy Spirit and get the promise that God has on your life. That's you living in instant fear. You know what I'm saying? So anytime Satan got you convinced that, going to church is a struggle, man, he got you trapped and they gonna make it worse and worse. Yeah, he'll bless you with your little $1,000. You know what I'm saying? He'll bless you with a little few $100. He'll bless you with, nice kicks, you know what I mean? New outfit, you know what I mean? Nice little chain, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if you ain't going to glorify God for everything that you got, man, Satan got you right where he wants you to be, and he gonna put you lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. And then you're gonna be looking around like, man, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. And when God opened the sky up, man, when Jesus come back, man, y'all gonna be looking around like, man, what if I should?